This portion of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited, fueling growth for people.
While the government continues to work out details of the proposed value-added tax, Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis says he would repeal VAT legislation and any other form of taxation he deems harmful to the country's economic growth. Speaking with ZNS News, Dr. Minnis said he's concerned that the country's middle class is shrinking and the number of persons living in poverty is on the increase. The Free National Movement leader says he would have problems with any form of taxation which would affect those groups.
In fact, we would look at it and, if necessary, repeal it. Any type of taxation that causes the most insult, pain, and stress on those two groups. Because for a country to develop and expand, for economic growth and development, your middle class must expand. That's the group that will spend the money. Poverty must shrink so that some of that group can now enter into middle class so that you keep your economy going.
In the country's bid for accession to the World Trade Organization, the government is moving to enact legislation which will cause for the establishment of a standards bureau, one which will examine the quality of goods being sold in the local market. It's something Trade Commission Chairman Philip Galanis is a big proponent of, as more and more Bahamians are producing everyday goods like the Abaco Big Bird and local produce. Mr. Galanis says, in addition to the Bureau putting the country in a better position when it comes to acceding to WTO, he's more happy about the new level of accountability which will be reached as a result.
As it stands today, very few of us really know what goes into the food or what quality there is, what protocols are put in place to ensure that food handling processes are done in a decent way. To the extent that we'll be exporting, you can't really export food unless you apply or comply with the standards that are put in place by the WTO. And so that's one of the benefits.
Remember the college application days and the nerve-wracking wait for a response? Well, this group of 100 students won't have to worry about how they look on paper, and it's all because over the next 10 days they'll get the chance to sell themselves to an admissions board at some of the world's most prestigious universities face-to-face. They'll also be looking to secure coveted scholarships. Our cameras were at the Lyndon Pinling International Airport to see the Youth Empowerment Program participants off.
This year we'll be visiting some 6 colleges throughout New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Boston, and Rhode Island, and it's a scholarship opportunity.
It's one these students might have missed out on had they not enrolled in the Youth Empowerment Program. President and CEO Delano Monroe has spent the last 15 years working with the youth and making available chances for students like this week-long college road tour now underway in the United States.
Most of the colleges that we visit are strategic partners with the Youth Empowerment Program, so the students will be afforded scholarships directly on the spot.
This year our overall mission is Dare to Dream, and so our hope is that we're going to encourage our children to dream bigger, to seek to go off to school and make a positive contribution back to our country.
And YEP board member Dr. Novia Carter says she's proud of this latest group, especially with the success of students like Travis Delva and Alphany Ambrose.
I've definitely learned to be a versatile individual. You know that it's not only about academics, it's about athletics. Academics, it's about speech, it's about how you carry yourself, about communication.
My greatest thing is actually learning leadership, because I'm first time vice president last year and I'm president this year. So I got a head start in life.
Mark McKenzie, a senior at C.V. Bethel Senior High, is eager to hit the pavement and get those interviews in. But even if he doesn't walk away with a scholarship from this road tour, he's fortunate enough to have already secured college funding through other YEP initiatives.
I had the opportunity to obtain a scholarship, a $5,000 scholarship for any college that of my choice.
There were others who talked more about their academic aspirations, like Aisha Wallace, who plans to own an accounting firm, and Arshani Clare, an aspiring scientist.
Actually, I got into forensics from watching like NCIS and Criminal Minds and stuff like that. It's interesting to me, so I just want to go in that field.
Besides all the college tours, the students will have time for fun too. They'll visit a number of attractions, including the Statue of Liberty and the Empire State Building. But the one thing the students tell us they are looking forward to most is the
shopping, basically. The different shopping.
All packed and ready to go, Janelle McKenzie says she owes her newfound confidence to the lessons learned in YEP.
Last year I was very antisocial, and this year, because I, communicate with so many of the kids, I feel as if my personality has improved.
The proof is in the pudding when you're back and you can see young people now in the various careers that they're in, such as journalism and the banking, lawyers and so forth, who went through programs like this or on college road trips like this, got scholarships, had the opportunity to be exposed, and came back and are productive citizens of the Bahamas.
Kendino Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Well, it's another reason to visit Eleuthera. If you're a lover of the environment or just looking for an exciting reason to see a beautiful place, then the Levy Native Plant Preserve might just be the spot. For more on that, here's Clint Watson.
This place is phenomenal. We are #1 on TripAdvisor. The experience here is first class.
And that's enough to want to make anyone pack their bags and head to the Levy Native Plant Preserve in Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera. It's a world-class experience like none other. Executive Director of the Bahamas National Trust, Eric Carey, is elated to be a partner.
As a tourism site, it is absolutely #1, impeccable. When we started creating this place, I didn't really know what we'd end up with, but we knew we wanted to do education. We wanted to be in a community place where people could come and do community events, and we wanted to be a really special place for visitors. And I can tell you, if you talk to anybody that's been on these trails or you go on TripAdvisor and you read the reports, you know we've done something phenomenal.
Carey says while people come to the Bahamas for suntan and sea, they're looking for far more than that.
People come here and spend hours. People come here for a 5-day vacation and come here 2 or 3 times. So we know we've hit the mark. But what's really important, what we want to do is make sure that this model, as the PM referenced and the Minister of Environment, that we could take this to other islands, because we cannot be known for just sand and sun and sea when we have so much more to show people about our beautiful environment,
The park is the brainchild of founder Shelby White, who named it after her late husband. Miraculous is the word she thinks of when looking at a dream made reality.
The edible history, they'll learn about the ecology, they'll learn about the sustainable plants, they will have a beautiful experience. They can keep in shape hiking up to the tower, where they will be rewarded by a 360-degree view of the island, the Atlantic. They'll see rare birds. You might, if you're really lucky, see the Kirtland warbler, one of the species that is almost extinct. So the rewards for the tourist are infinite. Peace of mind comes to my mind as well. It's just a very, very tranquil place to visit.
Shelby White says one word keeps popping up on reviews of the place, and it's simply awesome.
The next 2 words is very often world class, in that they say, we didn't think there'd be something so world class on this island, and they were wrong.
Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
Well, sports is up next, but I have a little scoop for you. The Bahamas picked up its first medal at the Carifta Games in Martinique. In the boys under 18 javelin, Travis Ferguson secured a bronze medal with a throw of 60.4 meters. Again, this is our first medal. We'll have lots more of what happened at the games so far coming up in sports with Julian Gibson. That's after the break.